Last episode, we talked all about drying flowers and making plants last for not just a little bit, but longer. So now the question is, what are you going to do with all these beautiful dry plants that you have? Stick them in a vase? And that's like half the fun. But why would you do that when you can make a wreath? I have Jenny Saline, who is the Happy Urban on social media and my BFF in real life, who is the queen of dried flower crafting and crafting in general, which I am not a crafter. I'm a grower, not a crafter. She made this beautiful wreath in like a hot flash to show you all how awesome you can turn dried flowers into. So
you're underestimating yourself. You could do this. Anyone can do this.
This is what she says. We shall see. So she is going to walk us through step by step of how you can take these creations, not just put them in a vase, but make your house full of grace. Of course, I had to find some stupid fun. I got to give a shout out to my favorite sponsors, Merit Medical and Rebuke Garden Arboretum, for making Modern Gardener and these episodes possible. And you. Let's start with our medium.
What we're working with
What
today.
You're working with it, yeah.
There are so many types of backings that you can use, but today we're using a gold wreath backing. It's super simple.
Okay.
It's very
I like
small.
Simple.
Yes, it's easy to work with for smaller flowers.
Okay, perfect.
And we're going to work with some floral wire.
Okay.
24 gauge. Okay, so what I like to do first is wrap my twine around my wreath backing.
How many times are you doing that?
About 10, just so that it's nice and solid, okay?
Okay.
So, the 3 main tips for building a wreath like this.
Got it.
Tip number 1, don't ever cut your wire. Work all the way around. Don't ever cut your wire.
I think you said that first because you know how quick I am.
Don't ever cut your wire. Tip number 2, keep moving forward. If you don't keep moving forward, you get all bunched up in one spot and it gets really floppy.
Again, okay. These are all my fears. I'm not good with this.
Tip number 3, if you love fresh flowers, you will love dried flowers. It's exactly the same way as building a fresh bouquet. You got filler flowers, and you have your focal flowers. Just rules of 3.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get going. Let's pick some filler. We got some nice fluffy
filler.
Yeah, this is like your greenery, right, in a vase. So we take one of these and we take some filler flowers that maybe are smaller, like some of this lavender.
I want to show something off, Herbs.
Okay.
Okay.
We're waiting on
Wait.
Beautiful
I kind of want to show a difference.
Okay.
I have a difference.
Oh, yes.
So this was actually dried in silica.
Okay.
And then this was hung dried.
Ah, I see.
So I'm seeing like the different texture as you're working with it. It's definitely more crispy on this end, and this is a little bit softer, more moldable.
Yes.
But you can see, let me separate one of these. Kind of different. So hung dry, silica dry.
Yeah.
So just different textures.
This might be a little more difficult to work with if you're going to wrap twine around it because it's more brittle. This has a little bit more of a forgiving nature.
Okay. All right.
So we're starting with our big fluffy filler. We're going to add some filler flowers. We're going to use lavender. I'm going to tuck that right on top. And then maybe we'll use a little bit of grass. So we'll start with some of this. Okay. Put that right on top. And what we're going to do is we're just going to wrap. Wrap toward the inside.
Are you wrapping super tight? I'd probably be a tight wrapper.
Wrap tight, yeah, but you don't want to break your stems. So you wrap 2 or 3 times around, and then you can snip your stems so that you have essentially a 6-inch...
Like boutonniere.
A boutonniere, exactly. Okay?
Got it.
So we've got our filler and our filler flowers. Now let's do some focal flowers, like something really fluffy and pretty. Maybe one of these.
Yeah.
Right?
I foraged this.
You did?
I'm a forager.
What is it? It's beautiful.
I had to look it up. It's rabbit bush.
Ooh.
It's up by a little reservoir called Little Dell.
Oh, I love
And I go up there and like retreat. So I did do some foraging, which is an awesome way. You can always forage for some amazing products to dry.
Yes. Great tip.
Yeah. Oh,
How about some of your mums there?
Oh, I'm going to show you. Okay, so these mums were not dried in silica. They were hung dry, and they kind of like, they're still very cute, but they're not going to be that like...
But they're going to tuck in really nicely.
Yes.
So we're going to give that right there. We're going to snip our stems.
See, that's where I'd make the mistake, and I would snip the wire. I just thought that. I'm like, okay, we're going to snip the wire.
You're going to go all the way around, okay?
Okay.
And then we're just going to keep on going with the same theme. What's next?
Oh, I don't know. Are we going in the same pattern? Do I go pattern?
How
Okay.
about some of this,
So
what'd you
I'm
call
gonna
it,
go
rabbit? Oh,
rabbit bush.
okay, but hold on. You need your rabbit bush first. That goes down next.
I am not good with following patterns. I've never been good at the pattern game.
You just look at what you did before and repeat
Okay.
it. There you go. Stick it on.
I love that you're.
Stick it on top. There you go.
Can you help?
Don't be
Can
afraid
you
of it.
hold my hand just
Yep.
a little more? Help. I'm a lefty.
You got it.
Okay,
Good.
Okay.
Then
Okay. And
snip.
then not the wire.
Not the wire, just the stems.
I am loving how this is looking.
Okay, now if you wanted, if you were going to go all the way around, you could add another color in here.
Okay.
Okay, so I kind of like this purple.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fun. Let's use some of this purple status. And we'll add a little pop of color in here.
Okay.
And we'll just remember that we have 2 of these and 1 of these.
Okay.
And this is nice and fluffy. We're covering our mechanics as we go, just making sure that we have everything in a nice fluffy bunch.
Now, what happens if you don't have, like, what if
Enough?
you run out of material? Because I only got 3 of these little babies left.
Well, that's okay. Then you just start with something new. And you can also think, okay, I've got 5 of those. Maybe I put in a couple of different flowers and you know, have them
Oh,
on
okay. So
opposite
have them on
sides.
opposite side.
Yeah, there's all
It's your
kinds
wreath.
of options.
It's your door.
That's right.
You will be judged for what you put on it.
All right, we're cooking with gas
Gosh.
now.
Look, it almost looks like a head,
It does.
like a little funky feather head.
This is cool. All
That's
right,
kind of fun stuff.
so tuck that in there. This is a little bulky, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap.
Okay.
What is the wreath saying to you? There you go.
Well,
Yep,
it's saying break that off.
yep.
And it's saying, because I'm like, well, so that's kind of a struggle. I'm struggling. I want it to go like that.
Okay.
I just don't know if I can make it do that.
It's probably a good idea to keep it flat.
Okay.
And if you have to bend your stem, you can bend it a little bit down here.
Okay.
Well, it broke, but these are hardier than they look.
That's the beauty of
Yeah.
dry flowers.
Yeah, and if they fall apart, you just add a little bit more.
One thing I am going to mention, it gets messy.
It gets messy,
It gets messy. So
but that's all right.
Again, I'm not a good pattern person, so I'm saying this out loud.
Well, that's okay. You can just look back at what you've already
Oh,
done.
I never look back. It's always forward. I'm always forward, Herbs. Okay. Got some grass in your mouth? Okay. Here we
tasty.
go. So was that right?
Yep. Have you ever made a wreath before?
I have not.
You haven't?
No, I've never made it. I'm not crafty.
Well, we all have our skills.
Yes, yes. Okay. All right. So this is looking
Beautiful.
good.
Yeah, let's add some more purple in there.
So this is turning out so great. I love how like soft and delicate this grass makes it. And just all the different textures. I think something big about wreath making, or at least what I'm learning, is it's about texture. Like
Absolutely.
color and texture.
Yep.
So when you're looking at the dried materials that you're trying to bring in,
Mhm.
you really got to diversify. I guess it goes back to your, what was it?
More is more.
More is more. More is always more. Let's add some more.
Yes. More is more. And you just jam it in there, really. Just make sure that it's all snuggled up because we're not cutting our wire, which means that we can't go back.
Okay,
And
so there's
fix.
no reverse. You just keep moving forward.
Just keep on keeping
Keep it
on.
Okay, I'm going to
Yep.
snip this. I'm going to
Good.
take my turn. So that is something, uh-oh.
So you want to tuck it in to the side and snuggle it
Okay,
up
so
so
this
that you're
is
not
changing.
covering up your focal flowers. And that's okay. See, that's going to fall apart. We'll just
Wait.
add another one in.
I'm going to snip,
Yep.
snip, snout, snout. Here we go. Okay.
I'm going to give it another
Oh,
yank. And we'll stick another yellow one in there. Some nuts since that one
Yes.
is kind of...
yeah, just to give that vibrancy.
There we go. Yeah. So I think we're almost done. We can do a half wreath here and use ribbon. If you're not going to finish the wreath all the way around, a good rule of thumb is to make your last bundle of stems a little bit longer so that they
So they
hang off in
little
a
bit.
nice way.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
So if you do this all the way around, you just need to have bravery in the end. That is the one key to finishing a wreath. A finished wreath should take you about an hour to do with garden flowers like
Okay.
this. It really is a little bit of a time commitment.
Well, it's a craft. Of course it's a time.
Yeah, and if you want it to look, okay, and so those are kind of falling
Those are
apart, but
sad.
That's okay.
It's
We'll
okay.
just
Get one more in there.
smoosh some more in there. And should we end with some more of your beautiful white mums?
Oh, we forgot about the mums.
Yeah.
We'll put both of those together.
Love it.
Mm.
Now, to hide our mechanics, because we're getting toward the end here, I'm going to bolster them on either side with a little bit of extra fluff.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
And you want to keep it tight. And this is where our ribbon's going to go, because this is our last bundle. Oh, no, we might add one more yellow. What do you think? See, this is how it works.
It keeps going, and then suddenly you're in a full wreath. Oh, I think you were right on the yellow.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is great. Okay.
So if I were to go the full wreath, I wouldn't have to worry so much about the end.
No, you just keep tucking all the way.
Okay.
Okay. And then when you hit that end point, you'd flip it over and make sure it's just jammed in there really well.
Okay, so when you hit the end point, you're going to jam it in right in this
Jam
space.
it. So now we have a nice little bundle at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Do we have ribbon?
I have one piece of ribbon.
I love it. Okay.
One.
Now first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of this wire.
Okay.
So I'm going to flip this thing upside down and I'm just going to tuck it in.
All right, so just sliding it in the back.
Yep, sliding it in the back.
Nice.
Just to hide it. And you can tie this any way you want. I like to just do a simple little knot.
Okay, so look at this beautiful, I love the structure with the soft and the yellows and the purples.
It's gonna last for years if you want it to, if you have it inside.
Uh-huh.
I typically like to just keep them around for a year because house dust accumulates.
Well,
They
and
fade
let's
a
be
little
honest,
bit.
styles change.
Styles
You
change.
get your craftiness on. You just save the most beautiful flower that
Right.
you've ever grown in your garden.
And they are flowers.
Yes.
Eventually,
they're gonna
it's time to compost them.
get crusty and gross.
And a good excuse to make another
but
one.
you could reuse your ring.
Absolutely. Reuse
So
your
that's
ring.
great.
Yeah.
Jenny, thank you so much for
Yes.
showing all of us how you can be as amazing as Jenny at making those beautiful dried wreaths. And until next time, thanks for watching.